Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We're back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we shall be doing a preview for the Atlanta Falcons or Buffalo Bills game. It's actually a preview slash prediction because we're going to talk about some topics when it comes to this game. We're going to talk about why the Falcons need to win and why the Bills are going to win this game. And that spoils the prediction. So, the Falcons are coming off a win against the Detroit Lions. And I just want to say, it should have been an easy win considering how bad the Detroit Lions were. They didn't even have their starting quarterback in Jared Goff. And the Falcons still nearly lost to the Detroit Lions. Does that mean anything that's good, that's going to be good for the Falcons this upcoming weekend? Not really. This means that the Falcons are more likely to have a losing chance against the Buffalo Bills, considering the fact that the Buffalo Bills are coming off a win against their division rivals who humiliated them last time they played, shutting them out. Well, not really shutting them out, but humiliating them, running the ball on them. Matt Jones only passed 2 times. Only twice. And then Buffalo came back and got their revenge last week at the Patriots. So the Bills went to the Patriots and beat the Patriots. And let's not forget, the Patriots already beat the Atlanta Falcons early on in the season. So does that give you a good vibe for the Atlanta Falcons? Not really. When it comes to the records for both teams, the Atlanta Falcons are 7-8 and the Buffalo Bills are 9-6. This game will be in Buffalo at Highmark Stadium this coming Sunday on Fox at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now, here are some things to watch out for when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons versus Buffalo Bills game. The Falcons need to win out to make the playoffs. They need to beat the Bills and they need to beat the Saints for a chance and hope to make the playoffs. But I've seen the percentage of them making the playoffs. It's at least a 5% chance. If they beat the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be 50-50. Because that means it goes on to next weekend where they face the Saints at the Falcons. And the Saints are going to want revenge. And the Saints are still, in fact, in playoff contention. So it's going to be a really good battle. That turns out to be the case. But I don't think it's going to be the case. The Buffalo Bills running game is definitely better than the Falcons. They got Devin Singletary, who last week who for the opening part of the season wasn't really doing that good, but since the second half of the season, he's been slowly getting better. And let's not forget they have Matt Breida there, who's decent at least. And I really honestly think, if you look at the running game for the Bills compared to the Falcons running game, you gotta say the Buffalo Bills running game is better. The only player I'd probably say is on the level of the Buffalo Bills running game is probably Cordell Patterson, and he's not even a running back, he's a wide receiver. But yeah, this running game is definitely better than the passing game, better than the running game for Atlanta Falcons. Speaking of the passing game, the Bills have more weapons than Atlanta Falcons. The Bills have Stephon Diggs. The Bills have Gabriel Davis. The Bills have Emmanuel Sanders. Meanwhile, the 2 best Falcons wide receivers, besides Cordell Patterson, are Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage. Kyle Pitts is a rookie, and Russell Gage is not even. I don't even think he's a second wide receiver because first half of the season he was not performing well. Second half of the season he's been performing better. So he's slowly getting to there where he could possibly be a second wide receiver. But right now, I don't really think that Russell Gage is going to be a second wide receiver. The Bills have more weapons than the Atlanta Falcons. I've just named the weapons that they have. But also, they kind of have the better quarterback. Obviously, Matt Ryan is past his prime. Josh Allen's in his prime. Josh Allen already got paid from the Buffalo Bills, so he's already going to be good for the next couple of seasons. The Falcons' offense, when it comes to this game, needs to be mostly passing because the rushing game cannot do anything. We cannot run the ball. And the Falcons need to pass the ball. The Falcons need to trust their wide receivers to catch these balls that Matt Ryan is going to be throwing to them. Because I feel like the Bills' defensive backs, the Bills' secondary, is going to be worse than their front 7. So, and the front 7, if we face the last time we faced a very good front 7, look what they did to us, and that was San Francisco. If we can throw the ball against this Bills secondary, we may have a chance. But also one thing when it comes to the passing game for the Buffalo Bills, A.J. Terrell needs to be on Stephon Diggs. A.J. Terrell is definitely our best defensive back, and he needs to be on the best wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, and that's Stephon Diggs. If A.J. Terrell is on Stephon Diggs, then we actually may have a chance to guard Stephon Diggs, even though he's kind of unguardable in the NFL, to be honest. Aluka needs to shine again like he did last week, getting a pick against the Lions and helping us win the game. A one-score game, which the Falcons are actually 7-2 in one-score games, and this was our first home victory last season. So we're kind of coming off a high, but the Bills are even coming off a bigger high because they just beat their division rivals in the New England Patriots at New England Patriots. So the Bills are definitely coming off better momentum than the Falcons are. Kyle Pitts is going to need to start out again. Kyle Pitts had over 100 yards receiving, but did not have a touchdown last week. If Kyle Pitts can have a game like that against this Bills secondary, I need Kyle Pitts to at least get a touchdown, or at least a touchdown or two, even if he gets less than 100 yards. If he gets a touchdown or two, I'll be very happy with this. Also, another thing when it comes to Atlanta Falcons offense, the running game. The running game last week had a total of 45 yards. If we want to have at least a chance against this Buffalo defense and against this Buffalo team, the running game has to have at least a combined yards of 80 to 100, which is more than double what they had last week. So if the Falcons running game can have double than they did last week, we may actually have a chance to beat the Buffalo Bills and provide a shocker for this game in terms of the playoffs. In terms of, if Buffalo loses this game, New England better win because New England has to go face Miami, and Miami are on a hot streak. So it's going to be interesting to see. And the funny thing is, the hot streak started when after the game where the Atlanta Falcons beat the Miami Dolphins. Ever since then, the Miami Dolphins have been on a hot streak. But finally, the final thing I wanted to talk about in terms of this preview / prediction for the Buffalo Bills versus Atlanta Falcons game. 2 players on defense for the Atlanta Falcons. They need to at least get a sack or TFL, a tackle for loss, in order to actually have a decent game. That is Dante Fowler Jr., Grady Jarrett. In my honest opinion, the guy for defense, the guy that runs the defense for Atlanta Falcons is playing Grady Jarrett in a different position. He's not a defensive end. He's a defensive tackle. Stop playing defensive end because it's not been working out. Grady Jarrett's probably had his worst season as Atlanta Falcons being played as a defensive end. Dante Fowler is a defensive end, but he's being played at outside linebacker. And I don't really understand why. I feel like Dante Fowler is a better defensive end than he is an outside linebacker. And I feel Grady Jarrett is a better D-tackle than he is a defensive end. So I don't understand what this guy on defense, the guy that ran defense, is doing with this team. But yeah, those 2 guys either need to get 1 sack or 1 TFL for the Falcons to have at least a chance. But in terms of the final preview / prediction for this Atlanta Falcons versus Buffalo Bills game, I have the score prediction for the Atlanta Falcons versus Buffalo Bills game being the Buffalo Bills winning the game by 11 points, 28-17, giving the Falcons a 7-9 record, possibly 8-9 when they go to face the New Orleans Saints next week. And that means Buffalo will move on to 10-6, where they will move on next week and hope to make the playoffs after next week. But we'll have to see when it comes to that. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys all next week with some more sports content. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.